Hi guys, welcome to my studio. This is Rinal Parikh. I am exhibiting artist with Rittenhouse Square Fine Art Show, September edition, virtual edition of 2020, and I will be talking about my work and the influence of Indian folk art on them. It is a great organization and it's a great virtual initiative that Rittenhouse Square is taking. There is a spectacular lineup of the events that you can go and visit. One of them is Facebook Live, and here we are in my studio. So let's start going around my studio first and talk about a little bit more about my work and how it is influenced by Indian folk art. I'm initially from India, and this is my heritage. And I have, over the period of time, I have adopted these folk styles and created my own style of work. So let's start with a little tour. Here we are. This painting is called Sorin. It is one of my recent pieces. It is the painting is inspired by Varli style of Indian folk art. The Varli is a mural form of art, and to try and get that influence of mural, I started texturing my canvas. So this one has a light sand and a little bit of stucco to create texture, to create that stucco effect, and then I painted with acrylic. The Varli style is a very rudimentary form of Indian folk art. It uses very basic characters, which is circles and triangles. The circles were considered to be from that observation of sun and moon, and the triangles came from that observations of trees and valleys and mountains. So I took that understanding of that art, and I created this piece. It's called Soaring, and I do portray live paintings. Like I paint plein air with using the Varli styles. I do paint more over my thoughts and my memories and day-to-day life with this painting. Now this one was influenced by the scene when you see those birds flying at the same time, and that organic pattern and the synchronized moment, and that's what I was trying to capture with this piece. And it is one of the Varli pieces of mine. You can see this piece on the Rittenhouse Square Fine Art Show gallery, and to see more details on this painting. Another one I wanted to talk about is this one. The painting is called Pond. It is a gouache painting on handmade paper, and it is done with a kalamkari style in mind. Kalamkari is more decorative form of Indian folk art, and it reminds you of textile, because Indian textiles are mostly the designs are kalamkari form of art. So I took the beats and pieces from there, the flowers, and you know, the birds are very decorative and has a lot of patterns to it, and the color combination is also within that style limitation, which is a very minimum form of colors. Usually kalamkari has some sort of red, there is black, which is lime, and one or two more colors to the palette, and off-whites are exposed paper. So here I tried and incorporate white, the Persian blue, and green as my artistic take to this painting. And this painting is inspired by the birds in the pond. Like, I was trying to go for a giant lake, and there are a lot of birds in the lake. The next one I wanted to show is heron. Heron is again gouache painting on handmade paper. This particular
Can you
paper
come
is-
over this
Sure.
side?
Oh, I forgot to introduce my niece. She's helping me with filming this presentation. So, hey Dhwani.
Hi there.
So she'll be helping. She'll be prompting any questions or anything. So let me know if you have any questions. This one is done with gouache, and this one is done on khadi paper. Now, khadi paper is also a handmade paper, but it's more weaved paper. So you can see a little texture inside the paper, which gives you the effect of a fabric, like piece of fabric, designed. This one is more classical piece because the borders is very Indian folk style, the kalamkari style, whereas the pond was still inspired, but this is my more recent pieces. And did you get the close-up?
Yeah.
So here I try to capture the painting and encapsulate it with the borders here. It's again, it's very classical Indian borders, very kalamkari styled borders, whereas the pond was still kalamkari painting, but this is more of my newer take, like it's more on the contemporary style. Here is my another favorite piece. The piece is called Summer Pond, and this painting talks about, it's a Varli painting. It has a lot of texture. This has a lot of sand, and it's much more rough than my soaring piece. Here the story is all about what we did last summer with my boys. We like to go to outdoor concerts. So here there is a concert in the park. We did boating for the first time last year, so there is a little boat. We like to go camp out. Here's a little camping out. We have beautiful yard, and we get a lot of birds and butterflies. So they like to run around and catch them. So you can see them at the bottom. So as I mentioned before, the Varlis are more about my emotions, more about my thoughts, more about my day-to-day life. Some of them are childhood memories that reminds me of back home India, and this is certainly a storytelling piece. Now let's go to this side and talk a little bit about the peacocks. The peacock is national bird of India, and I love them. The colors, the vibrancies, the flair. It's just a fantastic bird. And here I try to capture again in a very kalamkari style of Indian folk art. And this is male and female peacock near the waterfall. It is gouache painting on khadi paper. These are, again, I love painting birds. I think they're very vibrant and fun. And this is another peacock. This is reminds me of my college days. We had courtyard in which there was a giant tree, and we used to get a lot of peacocks. And the way I remember peacock is we always saw the tail first, and then our eyes drew towards the head. So that's what I was trying to capture with it. A little camouflage head and the sky. These are peacocks, parrots, oh my god. They are again done with Madhubani style of Indian folk art. Madhubani is very two-dimensional form of art. And as you can see, it's a very colorful form of art. And here I try to portray parrots in their natural element. These are some little pieces that I have. This is called Mandarin duck. down below is snake. And then we have a little froggy. And a little deer. You can see all this painting on my website too. It's rinalprint.com. Let me show you one of my most recent pieces. This one is called Humming. The painting was, I'm very excited for this painting. I have been thinking about this for a while. I would say last year. I was watching Nat Geo, and they were showing murmuration by starling birds, and it was so fascinating and mesmerizing. The synchronized motion and that organic shape forming in the sky. And that's what I was trying to capture here. It took me a while to gather, not gather, but to figure out how I can show that. And here it is. It has multiple layers of birds, has a lot of texture to it, and it certainly is a dynamic piece. Can you see all the different layers of birds?
I'm gonna shift a little bit this side
Sure.
so you can explain your painting.
And here is my another little painting. This one is called Spring Blossom. The painting was done around the springtime, the yellows, the flowers, the new life, and it's fun. Can everybody hear me?
I think so. There's someone who cannot hear you though.
These are the little birds and animals that I portrayed.
Yeah, I think they can hear you now.
Okay. So, I don't know if you hear me saying about the murmuration. This painting is Humming. This is inspired by a scientific phenomenon of murmuration by starling birds. And this is to show that organic patterns and the visual display that the starling creates in the sky. So, are we good on the
Yeah.
voice?
Yeah, I guess.
Alright, so now let me show you what I'm working. I started this painting, I guess, a couple of months ago, and I never got around to finish this painting. So this is a barn owl, and I am thinking to go black and white on this piece. So, and maybe a little bit of yellow to pop the bird, but all the background and everything is going to be black and white. So the only feature for this painting would be owl. So let's get started. The thing that I would like to show you here is, here are my tiny brushes. I do paint very tiny. This is my 3/0 brush, which I love. I like how tiny and how thin it is from top. It gives that fine precision and helps me make those lines that normally people think it's done by markers. I go as big as 2, and sometimes I'll go like 4, but I never go any further than number 4 brush. So here they are, and here are some of my paints. I use gouache and handmade paper. The gouache, I like to mix traditional gouache as well as acrylic gouache. The difference between acrylic and traditional gouache is the traditional acrylic gouache is more like an acrylic paint. It has a little plastic thing in it, so it becomes more waterproof. And the regular gouache is gouache. It is heavily pigmented paint, so it comes out opaque rather than transparent. So I have my little picture here of barn owl, and I'm going to try and see to make this inspiring by this photograph. So here we go. So I'm going to take some black, whites, lots of different kinds of yellows, browns. Yeah, it's going to be very colorful painting, even though it's going to be black and white and brown. Do you have any questions?
Not yet. I think it'd be good if you could speak a little louder.
Sure. Sorry. A little gold because I like a little shiny. So here's my little palette that I'm getting ready to paint my owl with. Oops, this one is dry. Here is my new favorite color. It's called Chinese orange. And even though it's orange, it's so much like brown, like a perfect balance between that little red and brown. And I'll show you how it works. Normally I'm not this organized, so being organized is stressful. Like I can literally, the colors are all on my desk, so they're easy to find. But right now it's hard. All right. So, I think we are almost ready with the palette. All I need is a little white, and I'm ready to paint. Okay. So for this particular piece, I'm using titanium white, and I'm going with acrylic, and I'll tell you why. I'm choosing acrylic over the traditional gouache. So most of the color in this palette that I pulled out is traditional gouache, but I took a little bit of black and white acrylic, and it creates a little bit of transparency when I add mixed two gouaches. And let me show you how. And acrylic does add little shine to the paint. So once this acrylic wash dries, it adds a little bit of shine. Shine is too strong word, but let me show you the difference here. So this is my acrylic black, and again it's acrylic wash. And this is my regular wash. Can you get the difference or no?
I guess, yeah.
Can you see? So this one is acrylic and you can see it shine. This one is wet, but once it dries, it becomes more matte finished. So I like to use mix of both. I want to give that little glam and shimmer of like when the light hits. That's why I decided to go with acrylic wash white. So it won't shine, but it will give that little bit of shimmer too. Shimmer is again too strong of a word, but little bit of that shiny element to the painting. So I'm going to start with the wings first. I'm using all new brushes today. So now I kept the painting, the photograph of this bird just for the reference, as a guide, and it might not be exactly same as the photograph, and that's okay. That's how I like it. I don't want it to be an exact like a photograph. I want a little bit of my element in them. The next color I'm going to this is the Chinese orange that I was talking about. It's a really nice tonal color to add to all your browns and yellows. It adds a little bit of that hint, but not overwhelmingly red. And this is a fun part where you blend the color and create that depth and the textural quality to the painting. I'm going to add another layer of ochre underneath. Now, other thing that I like to do is sometimes I let the paint dry a little bit so that they are not as mixing. So now I'm going to go again with the white up here to create that clean white line as if the light is hitting the owl. Oops. This is where you can say that you are excited about the painting. A little bit of black. Just to add that little depth and dimension to the paint, to the painting. So this is my basic palette for the wings. The next step is once it dries a little bit, I'm going to start adding the detail. I try to let the paint dry. So this you can actually, this is more like an underpainting. So now I know what are the base color for that part of the painting, and then it's all about putting details to it. See this? So, a couple of my favorite color or my to-go-to palette is ochre yellow. It is in midst of yellow, gold, brown. It gives that effect of brown without creating too dark background. So depending on where and who it is been paired with, it gives that effect, and I really use that paint a lot. Yeah, how are we doing on the time? Good. So here's a little detail about the wings and how it is coming along. So tomorrow I'm going to work a little bit more on this painting. I'll be in my studio all day long. You can reach me through Zoom. The link is on Rittenhouse Square Fine Art Square page. Just join in, click the link, and you will be connected with me in my studio, and you can see how this painting is progressing. Rittenhouse Square has amazing lineup. I don't know if I mentioned before, but they have some amazing lineup for the weekend. One of them is a shop online. You can shop paintings from all of our artists. There's a selection of the painting, but they're all available on our website, and the page is called Shop the Gallery, so check them out. There is more live presentation tomorrow. There is also Instagram interviews tomorrow, so check it out. Virtual booth, as I mentioned, a lot of artists are available for the virtual booth, and their links and their available timings are on the website. So you can just click and join and talk to them about the art, ask the questions about them, their work, their influence on their paintings. Show them that particular space that you were looking to fill it with the artwork. So I think it's a fun and very interesting way to connect to all the artists, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation. And yeah, again, as I mentioned, you can reach me tomorrow between 10 and 5. The link is on rittenhousesquareart.com. As I mentioned, there's a lot of events that are happening tomorrow as well. Facebook Live, IGTV, Shop the Gallery, virtual Zoom. If you missed this presentation and any others that you were interested in, you can check out Rittenhouse Square YouTube channel. There will be all the videos and all the presentation. So, hope you enjoyed.